Hold on, Delia. Don't start yet. Let me put in my earpiece. Let me fix my head wrap. Let me fix my. You like my new hair? We haven't
Your
spoken
hair?
about
No,
it.
we haven't. When we finish with Doc and going to Girl Talk, we're going to talk
You
about
having
your
a baby with
wonderful hair.
Doc?
Am I having a baby with him?
You're gonna have a
That
baby.
can be read in so many different ways.
You know I want another baby, Delia. Will you carry the baby for me?
Assisted by him.
You're gonna have a baby assisted by Doc, who we're gonna introduce.
Right.
But I want one more, but I can't go through the. I like being pregnant, you know, but John Star, I'm busy.
Yes.
Would you carry a baby for me?
Of course.
Thank you. You're a good friend.
Yeah.
Let's tell the people what's going on.
All right. We need your womb. A fertility clinic looking for surrogates was the headline in the Gleaner on Sunday, July 21. And this speaks to the Hugh Winter Fertility Management Unit at the University Hospital of the West Indies. It begs the question whether or not surrogacy is really a booming business, and if it is so, what are the risks involved? We have with us on phone, I think, Sherry Ann McGregor, attorney at law. She'll be joining us, I think, during the conversation, but in studio is the man in the hot seat, Dr. Vernon Dacosta, director of the Hugh Winter Fertility Management Unit. How are you, Doc?
I'm great.
Morning and welcome.
Morning.
Morning, Doc. Delia is ready to be my surrogate.
Oh, that's fine. We
How
can
does
arrange
work?
that.
Can you just tell us how that works real quick?
Surrogacy?
Yeah.
Usually you would just come in to us and make your requisition that you want to have a surrogate, and then we would do the hard work of trying to find a surrogate for you.
Well, I want Steven's sperm, and I want my egg. Do
Sure.
I plant all of that in Delia?
No, all right, let me explain. There are two types of surrogates.
Yeah, how it works?
We have what we call a traditional surrogacy and the gestational carrier. Right now at the Hugh Winter Fertility Management Unit, we are only dealing with gestational carriers. Now, the traditional surrogacy means that a woman would donate her egg.
Yes.
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 And then we would fertilize it with the couple's partner's sperm.
Okay.
All right?
Right.
Whereas in a gestational carrier, the carrier does not donate any of
Anything.
her genetic materials. So the embryo is
Biologically
is
formed.
created is created from the couple in the IVF lab.
Okay.
And then
Planted.
the embryo is implanted in the surrogate. Yeah, so the surrogate does not have any genetic material.
Okay.
So the actually intended parents are the biological
Parents of the child.
parents, yes, of the child.
I mean, I used to watch movies about that. I didn't know it was happening here in Jamaica. Is it widespread in Jamaica?
No, it's not widespread. We've been doing a couple cases. As you know, there are no laws governing surrogacy in Jamaica. So we actually are now planning a workshop where we have invited down 2 experts from the USA to guide us in developing our surrogacy program. Because, you know, there are lots of pitfalls associated with surrogacy. I mean, it's great to help, you know, couples who can't carry a pregnancy, you know, because of a number of reasons. For example, if the woman had a hysterectomy, she just cannot carry a child.
Right.
Now, in cases like that, surrogacy is definitely the only way that they'll be able to have a child.
Well, let's. I want to pick up while we're looking at a picture there of a woman having an ultrasound.
Yeah.
Define so surrogacy, for those who are watching, is really somebody or the business of somebody else carrying the baby for the couple or for
I mean,
somebody.
the word surrogacy literally means taking the place of another.
Right.
So, exactly. So a surrogate mom is somebody who is now going to take this embryo, develop this fetus within her womb, and then
Hand it over to the mother.
delivers that child, having agreed to give up the child at delivery or shortly after.
Well, let's go through the complications there. With no law governing surrogacy in Jamaica, if somebody has a baby for somebody else, a surrogate
Yeah.
mother hands over the baby, what happens there? Is it adoption? Where do we define that this is your child after you've given birth in the hospital?
All right, the current law in Jamaica is that whoever delivered that child
Is a mother.
is the legal parent. So even if they're not the biological parent, they are
Legally,
now
they
the
are
legal
seen
parent.
as the parent.
So the intended parents would
Yeah.
have to come back and now adopt their own child. Yeah, and that's it. And that's why we are now, planning this workshop where we're going to meet with the lawyers, the ministers,
Just to
people
make
are
sure that we dot the
responsible
I's
for,
and cross the T's.
changing the laws in Jamaica and trying to
get it right.
them to move in the right direction and create laws to govern not just surrogacy but the entire assisted reproduction.
One of the discussions, Doc, is, I know they've seen this, they think it's a money-making business. And I think one of the concerns people have is, are surrogate mothers, the surrogates themselves, really just in it for the money?
No, not all.
Okay.
Some are definitely in
Are
it
they,
for
so
the
are
money.
they screened? Do we, in
Yeah,
your
yeah,
process,
yeah.
do you
They're screened. They're screened, and the screening process is intense. I mean, they have to go through a lot of psychological screening. We have to get a extensive background history on them, and we have
Medical
to make sure
history as well?
Medical, yeah. Medical, social, family
Yeah, I can
history.
imagine.
We have to get all of that history because the most important thing is to make sure you get an ideal surrogate.
Right.
Because if
What's
you don't,
you mean ideal meaning what?
that you know that this person it will be able to cope with the pregnancy, will not get too attached to
Will
the
be
child,
responsible during
and
the
will
pregnancy.
yes, and will eventually give up that child. So as you say, some people say it's a money-making business. So you have professional surrogate because it's risky. So
Yeah.
and they're paid for what they do.
How much are they paid and what exists internationally? Internationally
what
with surrogacy.
Okay, what they're paid varies from country to country, and we usually tend to follow the UK system. And some of the laws in the UK suggest that you pay them no more than £12,000, so you can work out the equivalent. But
£12,000.
But right now, we do not dictate how much a surrogate is paid. That's a personal agreement between
The surrogate and the parents.
Yeah. And they have to draft a contract with independent lawyers, and then they come up with a figure.
Where are you finding
again-
surrogates now? Is it? Are you the one with the website that's advertising? I saw them talking about a website. Where do you find surrogates now? People just come up to the clinic and say, "Doc."
No, you have people who would volunteer, yes,
Okay.
and say they are.
Okay.
But as I said before, surrogates are really difficult to find, ideal, good surrogates. I mean, we would have a number of patients who would come in wanting to be a surrogate, but after they have gone through the screening process,
Can't bother.
you eliminate the majority of them.
Yeah.
So what's the focus of the conference that you're
Well,
having?
like the conference is really to gain experience from lawyers and clinics that have been doing surrogacy now for more than 30 years. So we want to avoid some of the pitfalls that they have gone through.
Yeah.
So we are learning from their experience. And because, as I say, surrogate is really very helpful for certain individuals,
Of
but
course.
you can have problems down the road.
Right.
And this is what we are trying to avoid. So far, the few that we have done, we have not had any problems,
Great.
really. So, and we want it to remain that way.
We have to go, but I wanted to ask one final
Yes.
question. Are we seeing people outside of Jamaica trying to find surrogates here? Because I heard that was one of the
Yes,
things that Jamaican
yes.
women were advertising for people overseas.
Yeah, people independently go online and advertise themselves as surrogates. Yeah.
Okay.
Delia, new career. Surrogates. £12,000? But I tell you, no, think about it. Pass the legislation and work. Doc,
Yes.
you'll see us at your unit soon.
All right. Looking
Every time you
forward to
come here,
seeing
like my
you.
stomach starts to itch, like I want a baby. Like,
Yes.
Anyway, we've got to go. Thank you for joining us. Dr. Vernon Dacosta, Director of the Hugh Winter Fertility Management Unit at the UE
Yes.
Hospital of the West Indies.